So I'm really making this podcast just to bring some positivity back to Madden. I mean, this year especially, it's just been real negative, image of the game. And I'm here to say, I still play it. Every 2 days I got a game. We got a league we in. I've been in for what, since Madden 12. So, I still enjoy the game. It's not that I don't, but it's not really, nothing that's in the game, that keeps me picking it up every year. It's, the stories that I create for myself and my team, really, that makes it interesting. It's not, even if I did this offline, I can see why, franchise user, you know, wouldn't be anything interesting, but online franchise with other people that we've known for years, there's guys in there that I'm seeing them, their kids grow up, and people leave, people come, people leave that's been there a while. You wondering like, hey, what happened to that guy? You know, so you go a bond with these people, and we've been doing this for years now. It's like a part time, part of my life really. So it's not nothing that EA really does, differently that keeps me playing the games. It's just those relationships and those stories that we build together. That makes Madden a great game, and we have a strong community. Everybody's together in this trying to get EA to fix the game, but I also share that passion with other guys that's passionate about football, because that's what it's all about. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of more of these videos just to try to bring some positivity to Madden, and some new creativity, and some good energy into the game, because it's still there. It's just buried behind bugs and glitches and fixes and promises, and Madden like that stepdad who, or that daddy who always like, I'm gonna come get you, but don't never come. Like, we just been waiting, like hoping, and but I still find little things to enjoy the game. So they did add the playoff picture, which I mean it is nothing like fancy. It's just some font and some pictures. Nothing. You can't click on nothing. But you see, we are number 1, Bucks. So we should have a bye this week, or come playoff time. Get a guys, some extra healing time or XP. But so this is actually week 15, and I've been just posting games, because so what we do is the home team or the away team streams weekly, and the home team doesn't. So if you're away game, then you stream, you post the link up in the chat, and anybody who's in the league can watch the game, or whoever's on live. So we've been doing that as far as the rules go. So this is a league with rules, and I can do another video later on and kind of go through and explain those, just because I mean, it's a lot to explain. If anybody's unfamiliar with the franchise process, what we do is we go into an app called GroupMe, and other people use I forget the other damn name of the chat, but it's other like apps like that where you invite everybody. They're in a group where all can see who's in there. You can change your name to your team, and we message each other through there to set up the games, and so that's how we communicate. We also have rules in the league, so it's like it's a simulation league. So we're we punting on 4th down, unless it's 4th and 2 or 4th and 3, past the 50. It's kind of like a sportsmanship thing. You can't, there's a max score limit you can go over, 42 points. So if you're winning 42-0, you can't score anymore. You just need a ball, run out the clock. So I prefer to play it that way, just because just comp style is a whole nother thing, and it's leagues that are like that, and I'm sure that's how they play the tournaments, because it's play to win. But with the game being how it is, of just like, you know, little things you can do as far as like the nanos. And you know, I prefer not to play that way. I just like to play, you know, football style, more like realistic style, you know, for football. Even of course, you know, there's no point gap and all that, but it's as close as we can get to playing like a respectful game. So that's how I approach my style of play. Is I try to win with respect. I try to win with, you know, just out playing the other person much more than, you know, I know the best glitches in the game to beat you. So, but I have joined leagues where, you know, they prefer to play that comp style where you go run the same play over and over, and yeah, I don't enjoy that. You know, that's how pretty much how to play now. Or if you do a ranked match, you know, that's how it is, because you playing to win, just whatever you can do to win. And I respect people who play like that, but that's just not the way I prefer to play Madden. So, you know, so we do it this way. And like I said, it's week 15, so I'm backdating. Like, it's, you know, I've been putting this off, but I got home early from work, so I'm like, you know what, let me just go live, man. Let me just, ain't nobody in here, but you know, this just for me, really. Or anybody who's just curious, you know, on franchise mode in general. Like, you know, if you want to get into it, like, yeah, I know, you know, it's kind of like almost just Madden just been going down and down and down, but you know, it's still fun in the game itself. You know, you just gotta really, it's like going into a city where, you know, it's not a popular city, ain't nothing to do, but who you hanging with, you know, they make it fun. So it's like wherever y'all go, you know, y'all still have a good time. So that, you know, that's how I find enjoyment in the game. And you know, if you truly, you know, care about something or love something, you'll find a way to find happiness in it. And it may not be, you know, if you're in a relationship for a long time with a girl, you know, that spark may not be there, but you know, you still have love for her. So it's like, you know, whatever y'all going through, you know, y'all gonna stick with it, y'all gonna fight through it. And you know, eventually, you know, you can build that you know, that back, or you know, it just fizzle out. So, you know, I find my enjoyment in pockets, and I just, you know, find that, and then I harp on that, and then just, you know, that's how I treat, man. It's like a, you know, it's like a toxic relationship. So we here in week 15. I really don't even know where to start with this, because there's just so much to, I guess we just go into the rosters and just show you, you know, what I'm building so far this year. So we still got Brady down in Tampa. We did win the Super Bowl year one, and I have the playoff games recorded. I just didn't post them yet because I got to edit it. I had to actually do it in parts, so I have part 1 and part 2. I'd rather not post it incomplete, so I'm trying to really, I just got to go and splice it and combine it. But I've been putting that off, so that's something that I do want to. I don't have the full season of year one, but I do have those playoff games, so I can, you know, show a little of that of last season, show Tom Brady getting, you know, that championship. So, but yeah, we do have Tom Brady. He did actually go down from a 92, I believe it started with the update. When the new roster dropped. It was when the original, the first roster update that dropped. That's when we started the league. So right now I think he's at a 94 or 90, maybe even 95 overall. So when we started it was 92. So he dropped down to a 84 at the end of the year. So with the morale boost, he's +2. And while I'm backdating and going through all this, I'm be just, you know, explaining things that I prefer and what I like about Madden. And they did improve on the regression and not the abilities. We'll definitely get to that later, but the regression on just the overall player. So for instance, last year Madden, Brady probably would have retired. And if he didn't, he definitely would have the second year. So I've actually seen a franchise where going into year 3, he's still actually on the team. And he went down to a 77 the next year. So he went from 92 to 84 to 77 in 3 years. Didn't retire the third year, so I don't know if that's something that they added in versus last year. I couldn't really call if just I don't, and even with the retirement packages, I don't know the percentage of, if they retire or not. So I'm not sure if it's based off of just chance or there's actually a number, or I don't know how they programmed it, but so the odds could be he could retire this year, but chances are he could also stay from what I've seen. And that was just one franchise, so that's a horrible example, but so that's something that I do like is, and then the drop off isn't crazy. Like obviously he still has good stats right now going in for the second year, but the third year, I wouldn't expect the drop off to be like tremendous. He went to 77 last year, so that's what shit, second math. I don't know what, 5 points. So 5 or 6, yeah. So that's something that I did see an improvement on, just overall base regression. So let's check out his stats last year. So that was the Super Bowl year. So he had 44 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. At this point, he just throwing that bad boy up. He's trying to get that touchdown leader, career leader stats. So we just been airing it out, man. And Breeze retired, so he definitely, has that edge right now. So that, that's the storyline within itself. For me, just on my, franchise itself. So they did add, the other season stats, and I'm not sure if I was to trade Tom Brady, is that what they're referring to as the previous stats? Because if you traded him, all the stats will be wiped away, if I'm not mistaken. So this only goes back to 04. Wait, did he start in 04? No, 04 he won like a Super Bowl. Yeah, he started in 01, I believe. So it doesn't show his full career, but it does show, what is this, 14 years? No, 16, 17. Yeah, like 18 years, I guess, would be the cutoff then, if that's where it stops. So we still rocking Brady. Got the pro reads. Ronald Jones, we got in the backfield, building him up. Shit, I barely run the ball, so I know he's not eating like he should. But we just do what we can. I really only run the ball just to waste the play, to not have to throw, because I don't want to just throw 100% of the time, but I would if I could. But you got to mix in the run to use the play action. So Chris Godwin been really going up just repeatedly. Easy development guy. So this is year 2, and his overall is better than Mike Evans. And that's because when I started building Mike Evans, his deep threat was what I wanted to work on, and he was more the physical attribute. So, archetype. Yeah, that's it. So so I really had to change him from a physical to a deep threat, which I didn't know what physical got up. That's why I didn't build it. But he started at a 95 physical. No, I'm sorry, like a 90. I don't know, 94 maybe. And then I went to deep threat, and his deep threat was only at like a 91 maybe. So it took off a few. He should be at 99, but just the way that I built him up, got his overall, it's not high as it should be. So that's kind of like what you can run into when you're trying to build a player, is building them the wrong way, or changing your mind, or it's some teams that'll only build a cornerback with like man coverage, and then his man is like 99, but his zone is at like 80. or like it'll be, and then it'll be so far down. He'll be a man archetype cornerback, but then his zone would be like 70 overall, but he's like a 85 man. So when you're trying to build that 70 overall, sometimes you won't get a point up in your overall just because it's so far behind that whatever you're boosting isn't enough to increase the average of the player. So you kind of want to keep an even rate unless you're specifically building that type of player. Like if it's you need a speed demon running back and he's never gonna hit the hole or catch a bad pass or something. So if that's how you prefer to build guys, and use them for what they can do, focus on their strengths. But if you want to build a complete player, you kind of want to mix both of those in. So Godwin, I got his X Factor, let me see, last year? Or maybe this year, I can't remember. And that's why I would like to record more of these, so I can even just go, because I like that. I watch my game. I like smoke and rewatch my game tape, and see what plays were effective, and kind of like watch. I like to watch my own highlights of what I do, so I enjoy that. So these videos would be more of like a Madden, kind of like journal, just of like dates and games. Because there's a lot of good games that I wish, I would have recorded or I had and I deleted. And your PlayStation can only hold so much memory, so it's just better just to put them straight on YouTube. Just the whole setup with the mic and stuff just feels like, I don't know, just like a lot. So I don't usually like to use my mic, but I do have one. I just don't, I'm not plugging it in every time I play. So that's where you're at receiver. I did trade for Christian Kirk for a second in year one. And he's a really good slot receiver, man. Mike Evans did get hurt for 7 games this season, so I'm glad I had this guy, back behind him to help out on the slack. So he's been balling this year, man. Almost 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. I think Mike. What is Mike at? To me, Mike is still the number 1 receiver. I use Godwin. I think he's a way underrated second, but I just love Mike on the press. Like that's I'm going deep on the press, just because he really does have that quick release, and he's faster. I got his speed to 91, so he got a little gas on him now. But he was hurt for 7 games this season, so he's down at 629, 10 touchdowns. I'm trying to get him to that 1,000 because he has had a 1,000-yard season, every season in real life. And here we are, week 15. He only has 629. So that's another storyline in itself that I just create as I'm playing the game. So by the way, if you hear my dog go crazy, that's because my wife is home. So that's the code to let me know to clean up real fast and play like I'm asleep. But so yeah, that's where I'm at receiver. So Christian Kirk for a second, he was at an 82 overall when I got him. So we do have a trade committee also where you have to get your trades approved by the committee. It's 6 guys in there, and you send them a screenshot of the trade proposal, which is the screen for the trades. You send that to them, and then after they vote, they let you know if you can accept it or not. Once you guys have negotiated a deal. So I did do a second for Kirk. I re-signed him also, and we'll go to the salaries later. So I still got Gronk, WWE Gronk, just because he was 31 last year. He had a 1-year deal. I just franchise tagged him just because his overall wasn't bad enough to not keep. So I still wanted to keep him. and not let him hit free agency, because somebody could use him. So why not me? I just keep him in for certain packages. But OJ is definitely the starter for me. He's definitely just a beast in Madden, man. He's like you can play him on the outside if you had to. So he over 1,000 yards this year, 14 touchdowns, definitely making a Pro Bowl. So that is my tight end. Jaquan Spiller is a unsigned free agent that was a star development that I found in the free agency, and as you can see, it says 0 plays out of 500, even though he started the whole season. So that's something that's still not fixed, which it doesn't really, honestly, it doesn't do anything, because hitting or not, you get the same exact XP boost. As far as let me see, I don't know, that may be inaccurate, but as far as I know, it may be a little difference, but as far as the XP you receive back after you do a goal, so I'm not sure exactly what that is, but so the hitting don't really do nothing, because everybody gets 500 and a certain amount after you do your training camp. You hit simulate after you've gotten gold, and you just get that XP. And hitting or superstar, it says the same amount. So I'm not really sure, but there is other brackets of where the XP comes from. So I don't remember checking that to see, but so I'm not really too worried about the not showing. It'll show up next year, hopefully, if everything goes how it's supposed to go. But that's just something that you can nitpick about, and it's annoying, and it don't work, but it ain't really do nothing, so it don't really affect me to the point where it's like, like I said, I try to find positives in the game, and there, regardless of like the stuff as far as like they fucking up, they're if it's the coding or whatever it is, that's just gonna be there. And like I look at it the same way as if a game like Assassin's Creed, like Valhalla, like I'm sure there's people that like really love aesthetics and scenery and stuff, and they can probably go and notice stuff that's just like the shape of rocks aren't congruent to the ground, or whatever the case is. Like if you're that serious about something, you're gonna see those things, those faults and stuff. And that's how I feel like it is towards Madden. It's like I've played it for so long, I know so much about it that I can notice all this little stuff that a lot of people I don't even hear people complaining about. Mostly the gist of what they complain about is like the game modes. The game's the same, but it's never. I don't really see a lot of content of like telling exactly like what little things is it, because it's not just these huge game modes that's missing. And yeah, I mean, it's football. How many game modes could you possibly? It's only really the 2 or 3 that we want. So then it's not nothing that they can add to like necessarily make the game like this incredible. That's not what we're talking about. What we're saying is like the things that are supposed to work should work, or just be there. Like, so they're basically saying like, here's this new stuff, but the things like the little stuff, we don't want y'all to look at that, because that's not what we're focused on. And this is what we're focused on. We're focused on the little things, like the hidden development trait not working, just because we've spent so much time with it. Probably more, I guarantee you, I don't know. Playing it, yeah, I've probably spent more time than any of the developers, just because I'm on it every day for years. Since Madden 12, we've been doing this online franchise. The same league, most of the same guys. We got a good core of guys, but I've been playing Madden since '98, so probably before they was even working on it. I was playing it, studying it. So we gon' the community gonna pick up on that type stuff. So this is Jaquan Spiller, really a pass blocker, but I do put him in certain packages. So I got him basically in all the pass block plays, and then I'll substitute Spiller and Kappa in for the run block plays, because he isn't a good pass blocker, but run blocking is why I keep him. So this is a guy that I'm saying, as far as like you building the guy, like, all right, his overall is 77 without the morale boost. So right now his run blocking is a 77 archetype. I'm struggling with that word, but so instead of me trying to build up his pass protection right now, and it's at a 78, like if I was to try to raise that to a 79, because you can upgrade them by either of those three: agile, power, or pass protector. You select one, and then that's the stats that are increased. So really, agile is like the quickness. It's the more of the run blocking stuff. Power was more like the lead block, and the pass block power, and impact blocking, that type stuff. And then the pass protector is, of course, pass blocking. So that's like basically saying that's the core of what it's trying to raise. So instead of me trying to boost up its pass protection, which is, shitty right now, I just focus on the run blocking, so I can use that pass blocking guy I have and the right guard in packages and flip them in and out, so they're both developing what I want them to develop and doing what I need them to do. So that's just a way of keeping, you have these backups on your team for a reason, and it shows he's a starter, but he's not, because I have this guy, this rookie I'm building. So this year I've been actually focusing on the O-line as far as the training camp goes, because you need a solid line. I'm going to be getting a rookie quarterback coming soon, so I'm trying to develop a young line that's going to be with him, and develop that early, so next year I can also work on the quarterback and continue to work on the O-line to build together. So the first year I really did receivers that first year, and the second year, this year, I'm doing receivers also. And I did receivers, and I think I did running back last year. So I was working on Rojo, which you can see because he's an 86 overall, and I barely even run the ball because he's young, he's easy to develop. I had another running back that I let go. Who was that? Can't remember, but I wasn't finna pay him, so I let him go. But I did build Rojo and my receivers in the first year. Second year, I also did the receivers, so I built them for 2 years, and the O-line for this year. So then I'm switching to the O-line next year, so that'll be their second year, and then I'll go quarterback, and then I'll do quarterback, and I'll probably do tight end after that, because I'll probably end up drafting a replacement for Gronk to have a number 2. And I do have this young bull down here, this 6'8" guy that I've been kind of keeping in the shadow in the tuck for if I get rid of Gronk, I can have another big tight end back there. So that's basically what I'm doing on offense, to try to have a good future set up for us. So that's the storylines that I'm creating for myself, and and all that doesn't involve like anything that EA can do to try to boost that satisfaction for me, because that's how I get off. I enjoy building my teams, competing for a Super Bowl, winning or losing, building back up through the draft and doing it that way. But it's like, it is things that they can do to help me have a better enjoyment of that, and that's just the game working for one. But like it's little things like practice jerseys. Like that's another layer that can take, if we're practicing, I'm doing these training camps, throwing on the practice jersey and playing in practice just gives you another depth of it's like another layer of just getting more involved in the game. And that's all really I'm looking for personally as a franchise user. It's just like, you know, more of that type stuff, of little things, because those little, a bunch of those, you know, that's something big for me, that because I'll notice that, and I'm sure, you know, other people will. And I wish that they would listen to that type stuff and stop, you know, steering to whatever they're doing right now, because it has nothing involved in what the community is saying. And I don't see how they're missing that. I'm not sure how that's not getting across. Like they say they hear what we're saying, but I really just don't think they're listening. So D-line wise, you know, I got Barrett. I was hoping that he'd get to a X factor by now, but actually I don't use D-line at all myself. I don't user it, so that's just on me as far as like building him properly. Because if you know, or if he just had a, you know, better just computer controlled, you know, sometimes computer will get like, you know, 4 or 5 sacks a game. I just never really I'm not really a big blitzer, so if I can't get pressure with 4, we just ain't getting no sacks. So I've been trying to, you know, get some help on the D line. So I did draft 2 rookie D tackles. This guy Paul Raymond, who is a star. I think I got him in the 2nd round. Yeah, I got him in the 2nd round. I think I got 2 2nd round picks. Actually, no, I didn't. When did I draft him? I need to see. And that's something that's like, you know, that would be something nice to add, is I have to do all this to go in to see where I drafted my guy. There's no like, there's not a quicker way to do this. I have to go to the awards of my player to see when I drafted him. And it should be just something that I feel like I shouldn't have to be doing all this scrolling. Just to, if I'm the GM, I should know. So it should be something that just shows me. I should just hover over this guy and see. There should be something like a right click on a stick or something, just something easier for me to have to check his stuff. I don't know, all these loading, like, gotta load into this, and it's just, I don't know. So he's a solid, you know, power DT, working on his power moves and already strong. So I got him at D tackle. He actually was, yeah, he was a D tackle. Both these guys were D tackles, and I moved him to end, just because he had really good power moves, and I wanted both of them to start. And I got Vita Beta, so of course I run the 4-3, so I'm plugging him in the middle, and I got this guy on the outside and this guy on the outside. And usually I like to change their names depending on if I like the name or not. If I like the name, I'll keep the name. Like Joseph Austin, that sounds like something. You know what I'm saying? Paul Raymond, that sounds like something. If the name sounds like it fits, then I'll keep the name the same as far as when I draft a player. But if I don't like the name, then I'm changing it. So I kept these guys who they are as people. I didn't change their whole fucking, but I coulda. But at linebacker I have Malik Jefferson. Like I said, I run a 4-3. So I moved Shaq to the end, just because he's definitely not my type of linebacker. Because he doesn't have good zone coverage. So I moved him to end, which made, yeah, because they had Vita at the end. I moved Vita back to D tackle. And moved Shaq to that side. I moved Jason Pierre-Paul to outside, and I moved Quentin Bell to outside. I was debating on how to build him, because 91 speed at linebacker is crazy, and You know, I could have used him as a linebacker, but his zone coverage was I mean low. Like I don't even know how low it was. But I built him slightly, um, and then I was like, I think it would just be quicker development to build him at the end. See, his zone coverage is 58, so unless I was using him, he wouldn't really, you know, be my type of build for linebacker. And I don't really use the linebackers unless I have to. There's certain people I play that I have to because they play more. They're just I'm not gonna say smarter players, but I can't just sit back there in the safety and not be a part of the play because some people that I play they won't really throw to my direction. That's well, I am a beast at the safety, but they won't throw in my direction if I'm covering who I'm supposed to cover. So they'll throw away from me. So I'll be the linebacker when I need to be in the middle of the field, and not try to take myself out of the play. When I'm trying to get more involved, I'll go to the linebacker spot. But I generally like to play safety. So unless I was using him, I wasn't going to be able to build him like I wanted to. So I stuck him at the end, and I do have him in a sub package. I think in a 4-6 position for the outside rushes really, or just blitzing off the edge. I will throw him out there. So with linebackers, I'm really going Devin White, middle linebacker, and I have Levante David, and I signed Demario Davis right after the draft. Somebody cut him like during preseason, or maybe was it week 1? But I picked him up in free agency after the Saints cut him or whatever the fuck happened. Wherever he was at, because I don't know if they released him last year or not. But so he's been my other outside linebacker. So then we got some older guys, coaching up, Devin White. So that to me that's a storyline in itself. Like Demario Davis came from the Saints, he went to the Bucks now. He back there with Levante David, coaching up, Devin White. So I also, that's just how me myself, and I'm crazy. That's how I know I'm crazy because I'm creating these like things in my head of like what makes the game fun for me, and that's just how I am able to play it, no matter if it's all these bad things in the game, because I'll try to find something that I enjoy about it, because I love football, so it's just easy for me to do that. But I can also understand how other people are frustrated and just can't just get so angry with the game. And I get that too, because there's plays that I'm like, damn. But that's just how it goes. There's not gonna be a perfect type of anything. So so we got Murphy Bunting at cornerback. We got Dean. We got Davis. And these two are building way faster than Carlton. I was hoping to keep Carlton, at least get him to a star or something, because he's only normal development, so they're already like shooting past him, so I know he's always going to be behind. I could have got Dean to a superstar, but I missed the goal. I think I had to get 2 interceptions, and I didn't do shit with him. I had to put him at safety to try to, and I played somebody good that week too, that just wasn't turning the ball over at all. Can't remember who it was, but usually I win off turnover, so, and they just wasn't turning the ball over, so I didn't get anything with Dean. So I regret that, but to me that's the storyline of like just Dean trying to prove himself that he is a number 1 corner, and both of these guys came in together. They all young, they all still together. I re-signed Carson Davis to a 3-year deal, I believe. At 27, then we'll see how how far we gonna keep him or whatnot. But definitely solid. Number two corner. I actually have, when I run a 4-3, I'll leave these two in. When I run the nickel, I'll put Dean at nickel, and I'll put Carlton at number two. So that's what I've been going with. This is a rookie that I drafted, who I initially was gonna be building up this year, but he got hurt like game, I think game 3 he got hurt, and he already had 4 interceptions in those 2 games, I believe. I don't know. Yeah, he had 4 interceptions in 2 games. Gets hurt, misses like it was like 10 weeks at least. So I wasn't able to build him at all, which I feel like, damn. I was anybody 6'3" that's 21 with at least a 90 speed, I'm gonna be interested in. And then a 94 acceleration. Agility, I don't really find too much of a make or break. What was that? I don't really see, a difference in agility at all. Hold on, I got a text. I'm trying to see what he's talking about. Yeah, that's just it. See, they notifying me to play next week when we advance. We advance every 2 days. There's actually another league that I have. And I will be playing, posting some, content on that too. I got the Steelers in that league, but we're going to keep it here for now with the home team. So this is Giovanni Rose. I drafted him, I think, in like the 7th round, actually. So, I had this young guy, Ricky. Oh, no, 4th round. What round was the 7th round? I don't remember. Did I draft another cornerback? No, that must have been thinking of the franchise. So he was a 4th round pick. I had potential of, building this guy up. Just got a little bit size and the speed. But I did draft another guy. Got Antoine Winfield at a star. Feel like he should be superstar at least, but I haven't got any development games for him. And I feel like he should have. He went to the Pro Bowl last year. He won 2020 Defensive Rookie of the Year. He had 14 interceptions last year versus 4 interceptions this year. That's because I was using him last year to build him up. Got him to a 91. So that's, that's when I let him go. I let him fly and do their own thing. And then I built somebody else. So this was actually my 1st round pick. I won the Super Bowl, so I had a 32nd pick. And I took a safety because I needed one. And I think he was rated 1st round talent. So I didn't, over what do you call it, reach. But I think I actually did good drafting him. So his speed is something that I want to get up, and it's kind of like DB for some reason, it's like a safety, especially for some reason. You don't really see their speed go up too much. And if they do, I don't know which one gets it up. So I've been getting the zone up this year. I think I'm gonna just straight do zone because I don't think with that speed I wouldn't really want to have him in man coverage. So, and if he is, he's blitzing more than likely. So we just working on his zone this year, and kind of still wasn't really sure on keeping him the starter, but I have to now just because he's actually gonna be probably defensive player of the year. He got 13 interceptions, 7 touchdowns, 1 forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, 46 tackles. So he is balling this year. So I'm probably just gonna keep building him up. He's 21 as well, 6'2". And then I'll probably, I'm still will be working on DBs and D-line next year, unless I get a linebacker to draft, which I probably won't. Probably just rock with these two for one more year, depending on how low Demario Davis' speed drops. But I will probably draft a corner or linebacker. I just don't know if I'm gonna be building linebackers next year. So I will continue to build Giovanni Rose. But that's the storyline of how he basically had the starting job, got hurt, lost it to the first round pick, which should have had it to begin with, and now he's balling out and he's back in the wings, just waiting his turn again. So we advance. When is it? Yeah, I think it's tonight. Yeah, tonight at 9 o'clock. So I don't know if I'm playing tonight. It depends. I play every 2 days, so maybe not. We shall see. So let's do some stats, and I'm not only gonna do myself. I'm gonna be, showing you guys the league, stats. But today, since I'm doing so much compact things into this one video, I basically just want to give you a review of my team and just what we're doing, what we're building, and basically just go from there. And then week 16 we'll start doing the versus. I'm versus this guy, this is his stats, this is his team. But right now we're just basically doing a review of my whole season and last season. So we got TB, 49 touchdowns, 24 interceptions. Like I said, he's throwing that thing up, getting that, just building stats up before he leaves. So he's trying to get another Super Bowl. And Godwin at 1,000, Howard at 1,000, Kurt creeping up. But I try to spread it around. Gronk only have 3 catches, but 2 of them are for touchdowns, so he been doing some work. I signed a Allstott clone, and I changed his name to Allstott, but his name is Dwayne, which is my father's name. So that's the storyline to moi. So that's what we're doing on offense. Blocking. I feel like they need some more stats. Like, this is basically one stat. There's no other. Where's the pancakes? There's no pancake stat. It used to be. They used to have a pancake stat. So Tristan Wirfs allowed the most sacks. Interesting. Spiller only allowed 2. Marpet 1. So you showed you how good this guy been playing. Oh, he only played 119 snaps. Kappa got all the snaps. Something ain't right. I probably put him. I need to put him on another package. I'll check later. So defense, Devin White leading the team in tackles with 92. David got 91. They neck and neck. No picks for David. 3 for Devin White. Antoine Winfield got 4 picks. Dean got 3. Murphy got 1. Bobby Johnson got 13. Demario Davis got 1. Carlton Davis got 5. So solid job turning the ball over. That's how we win, by turnovers. I'm not necessarily the best defensive player, as you can see. 31st in yards. I didn't know I was that damn bad. But we'll give up the yards. But how we win the game is taking the ball over. So I may give you, you know, you may rush for 200 yards, but you're gonna have 3 or 4 picks, and those 3 or 4 possessions is what makes or breaks, you know, a team. So let me see, who allowed the most yards? I've allowed the most yards. That's because I let them do it. I let them do it. I don't know where though. What am I allowing? Points allowed. I guess I allowed I allowed the most passing yards. Okay, I'll give you that. But they ain't scoring like that. I've never been really good at getting sacks either. That's one thing I do need. I need to blitz more. Or play the D-line more, I feel like. So we got 26 sacks. How many fumbles? 8 fumble recoveries. And 35 interceptions. So that's basically how we win games. We just turn the ball over a bunch of times and score off turnovers. Let's take a look at the legacy. And this league, I believe, all of us have user people or user created coaches, except I think the computer, which is I think the Saints and the Broncos. So I would be down here with 1 Super Bowl, 1 NFC Championship, and no yearly awards. And this guy won Coach of the Year, so he's up there as of now, #1 user, but in my mind, it's me. Oh, I didn't even do this. So this should also show win-loss record. And I thought it did show win-loss record, but it doesn't. So that's just something that would be, you know, a nice little, you know, something to add. Win-loss record, win-loss percentage, playoff percentage. I thought that showed that somewhere. Maybe I'm tripping. It's probably up under something else. Yeah, coach stats. Well, why isn't that in the same place? So I am career 27-3. One winning season, 3 playoff wins, 1 Super Bowl. Who did I play in the Super Bowl? Oh yeah, the Patriots. Go figure. Played the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I will post that game sometime this week. Don't hold me accountable for my actions, because I may not. But these are the top guys in the league as far as record goes. I believe somebody's new here. Nate's new, or not new. Nate's back. So he just got back from, you know, guys will take, you know, a little vacation or a break, come back, you know, play a couple seasons, take an off season and come back. Got Tro Palomalu, the damn coach of the Steelers. And this guy's new. And Justin came back, but he's been here before. This is actually my brother. I got him involved in, you know, the online franchise, because he would play also, but he would do just play now. And you know, he got bored of it, so I said, you know, come try franchise online. So he joined it. He having fun with it, so it's good to bring that, you know. So let's look at the awards this year. And I'm rambling on. It's about to be up for an hour. But I just want to do a full review and get all this out the way so I can really start putting out stuff weekly for the league. So MVP right now is Lamar, followed by Tom, Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry, Marlon Mack. Coach of the year right now would be me. But we not done with week 15. We still got, what, 2-3 more games. Is it week 15? 14. Offensive player of the year. Defensive player of the year, Bobby Johnson. Offensive rookie of the year. I played him versus. This is one of the teams I lost to. This motherfucker was burning the shit out of Bunting. And I don't know how fast he is. But with a name like that, he better be. Bobby Johnson, defensive rookie of the year. Best quarterback. Best receiver, Anthony Miller. Now the Bears gonna be back next season. He's gonna be back. He 1-11, but him in the deep ball, he one of the best at throwing the deep ball. He's just taking a little break. Zach Martin, it's always gonna be about 2-3 Cowboys up here. I've seen this for years. Just of every award they always winning. At least somebody from these two, especially. My pet just not. They gonna retire soon. I hope. I know he about to. Too. D-line, Mr. Mack himself. I don't think I've ever won this. Actually, I have once, and it was by not me. The computer did all the work. Linebacker Isaiah Simmons. I think he's an X Factor now. So we will do, the league overalls and checking out everybody's roster. Not everybody, but, just the new guys, new rookies. Kind of give a story of who's being drafted. Show the news of the upcoming draft, and just try to do as much as I can as far as related to everybody else. But it's mostly going to be focused on myself and my games. But I will be trying to, introduce you guys to some of the other players and how they play their styles, what, kind of what their team looks like. So that is week 15. We will be advancing tonight, and I will try to post another video tomorrow. We just want to give a review of this whole, franchise scene, kind of introduction of, what it is we do, why I'm so consistently putting out videos and not saying nothing on them. So I am trying to get some of that other content out. But it's just a taste of, things to come. And I will be back with some more Madden USA and another franchise that will be coming up soon. So look forward to that. Appreciate you guys. Out.